You are listening to the Built to Grow podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in studio with the renegade of resilience, Randy Angston, and no better time to be resilient than right now. What do you say, buddy?
I'd agree to that, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a time to grit and push on. I mean, we got to weather the storm.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yep. And actually, you just saw in the other room.
Yep.
Mike's doing our semi-private training. The clients are loving it. It's pretty cool.
I think it's awesome, and I've been talking with our clients a lot about it, about the pivot that they've done, what type of offering that they're doing, and things like that. And consistently, I just remind everyone that our job hasn't changed. Like as far as yes, we are coaches. Our job is to deliver results to a client who needs results. It's our job to figure out how to do so.
So hopefully y'all are doing that. These are going to be some short and sweet episodes. We found out by statistics that podcasts, not just ours, but podcasts are down, listeners are down 20%.
Ooh.
And the reason for that is people are out of their routines. They're not doing the commutes anymore, and they're not listening to the podcasts in length. So short and sweet today. I want to bring up a topic that's very relevant to right now. And the question is, should you proactively reach out to your clients, assuming your gym's closed? This is the caveat. The gym's closed. Should you proactively reach out to your clients to lower their memberships to the lowest level?
Great question.
And that came up in another group I'm in. I was like, you know what? That's a great topic because I have my thoughts on it, and I'll get your take on it. But the question is, and the reason it came up is like every morning, a gym owner, she was posting, would go into her gym, and there would be like 2 or 3 freeze requests on email. Every day she would come in, 2 or 3 more people went on freeze. And it's really draining her. And she's like losing focus of what, she's like bummed out that people are freezing. She's asking the question, should I just go out and just blanket email everybody and like, hey guys, if you're wanting to freeze, you can freeze, or you can lower your membership, or you can say the same, like give them some options. And the conversation in the chatter happened, and it's really interesting. Half the gyms were saying no, half were saying yes, and some did it already. And, and my take is this, and Aaron Manis, I'm going to give credit for this because this is exactly how I feel. He wrote it, but I didn't write it, but he wrote it. Aaron, so props to you on this one. He goes, we're all adults.
Yep.
Your clients are adults, we're adults. Just like you proactively went out and canceled subscriptions and lowered your electricity bills, and you talked to your landlords and you did the things to lower your monthly expenses, that's the same things your clients have done. And you have to only assume if they haven't come to you at this point that they're not going to freeze, change, or they can afford what they're paying. So why go out and nudge them into changing their payments? And I was like, exactly what we did. Like, yeah, if we're going to take them off one at a time. And yes, it is discouraging when you get the cancels and the freezes, but we're taking them as one at a time. And every day is a new day, and we have to expect that's going to happen. But what is your take? What do you think?
I would agree with you guys. I think that typically in most situations, when you have a group of people, there's always a couple that don't feel the same way as the masses.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like whether it's a social media or social group on Facebook or a clientele base or whatever, your Gen Pop. There's always I don't want to say bad apples, right? But a couple people who have an opinion are going to speak up, but that rarely is the consensus across the group. And so I always go back to like logic. I'm a very, very logical thinker. It's just kind of how I've always been rooted. And I like to play the law of averages. And if the conversation across your gym and everybody is upset is that way, then sure, that's where you step up and you take that situation, as it is, and you address that specifically. But if the majority of your clientele base isn't ruffling feathers, isn't complaining,
it's just a couple every morning,
exactly,
or whatever.
And you take it in stride. You know what I mean? Like, why take the opinion of 4, 5, 6 people, or let's say throughout 3-4 weeks into this?
It feels like 3 months. Yeah, 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks. Let's say on just for the sake of conversation, what is it? 20 people out of maybe 300.
Yeah.
Can you afford to tell 280 people I don't want your money anymore?
No.
Exactly. And so what is the bigger problem that you as a business owner are facing? Do you need the capital? Are you providing a service? If all of that stuff's still happening, then yes, continue doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Our clients still need training.
And the message needs to go out. If you're not closed, like you're still providing service, you're not closed. We're not closed, guys.
Yes.
We're still providing service. So take it as you will. I would tell you that you need to fight for your business right now. And I think by throwing out a blanket email, you're going to get people freezing and reducing their memberships, even if they were willing to pay and support you otherwise.
And not to say, it's okay to kind of coast and not draw awareness or attention to that, but again, like you said, people have already thought this through. They've already taken action. They've already done these things. Why go and raise attention to something that probably isn't the issue for them?
Yep.
But once you shine a light on it, right to the center focus, and of course now it is an issue.
So I was talking to another owner that's actually a yoga studio.
Okay.
Yoga studio. They did this. They went out and they actually just went ahead and reduced everybody down from whatever it was, $150 or no, it was $199. They reduced everybody down to $49.
Ooh. That's
and
tough.
When it all settled out, they basically lost 50% of their revenue because of that.
Well, let's throw this out in the mix. Instead of reducing your income, how about you increase your level of service?
No, there's exactly.
Why not take everybody who's paying anything in your facility and give them your top tier offering if it's not going to crush your business? If it doesn't change your deliverable,
leave their payments alone, but give them more.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked with a ton of gym owners. David Bender is another. We brought his name up a couple times in the marketing group. He's crushing it. He's converting cold traffic right now into paid trials.
Yep.
And essentially paid memberships, virtual memberships. And what he did for his current clientele base was one by one, everybody individually, because again, not raising the awareness of the entire group collectively, but
had a conversation.
Had a conversation with each individual and said, I know this is what you're paying. I'm going to open you up to our unlimited top tier package. We're going to provide the top level of service through a time where it doesn't change their business, right? They're not out anymore. They're already doing those training sessions. They're just plugging more people into those things. But for the consumer, they've now gone above and beyond.
And think about it, the long-term effect of that, those people get used to the unlimited or whatever the additional training is. They're going to want to roll into that when they come back in.
We've talked about this with trials. We've talked about this. It's exposure.
So you have a choice right now, and that would be our standpoint. If you're listening to our advice, I wouldn't send a blanket email out, and I wouldn't reduce. But I like what you're saying. Give them more. But you're not closed. You're still offering a service and value. Your coaches are still in the gym and they're training just virtually. Okay. Something to chew on, something to think about that we wanted to throw out. Again, a short and sweet episode. Get in your eardrums and hopefully helps you navigate this crazy, crazy time. But that's it for this episode, guys.
I do want to let everyone know. I mean, you guys are in the mix. Right now, everybody, we're all in this together. If you guys have specific situations that you'd like us to address, shoot them our way. Like we always ask, jump on iTunes, leave us a review, leave your questions there. We'll give you a shout out on a future episode. We'll address those questions, concerns, things like that. But
good point.
As you guys in different states, or maybe you're dealing with things a little bit differently than we here in Arizona. But we would love to hear that information so that we can address that specifically.
Yeah, we want to stay current on what's happening right now. We want to be somewhat of a media news outlet for you guys because we do have a lot of connections across different states and countries, really, and we're talking to a lot of people, and so we want to bring you the best usable information. That was just one that came up today. I figured this would be a great topic to talk about. But there you go. There you have it. All right. Yep. Leave your comments like Randy said, and until next episode, guys, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next show. Bye.